Hi there, this is Justin. In this video, I want to talk about the feature adoption funnel. As you can see, I wrote a blog post titled The Feature Adoption Funnel, How to Track and Measure Feature Adoption. And I want to go through this concept now in this video with you. And if you want, you can read this article in your own time, and I'll provide a link in the description below. So, what is the feature adoption funnel? Well, when it comes to product analytics, more often than not, people try to overcomplicate things. And I came up with this concept, the feature adoption funnel. I don't think this is a brand new idea, to be honest, but basically, I created this framework as a way, as a starting point, to think about feature usage and how companies should start out when it comes to measuring their features. So, what is the feature adoption funnel? Well, the funnel from a very high level looks like this. We first want to go ahead and measure the percentage of our users being exposed to the feature. So, if you think about some of your more popular applications you use frequently, there's probably a whole bunch of features which you don't even know exist because you've never been exposed to them. And I'll talk a bit about how we can measure that. But step one in the funnel is exposure. Was the feature exposed to a critical mass of users? After that, after this step, the next one is activated. And this step might not be relevant to all features, but essentially this step is here if the user needs to take a specific action to activate the feature. Maybe there's an on and off switch, or he needs to, go through certain settings before he can enable the feature, etc. The third one is used. Did he actually use the feature? This is a very simple yes or no. This isn't, we're not talking about repeat usage yet. This is simply, did the user use the feature? Yes or a no? And then lastly, we looked at used again, as in repeat usage. Now, this concept, the feature adoption funnel, is not really, doesn't really focus on retention of features. It's just very much the beginning of the funnel. And the purpose of it from a high level is, quick, almost dirty way of measuring our features. Just want to see from a very high level, do users use our features? So I'm going to scroll down here now to this screenshot over here where I've kind of expanded. You can see as you go down the blog post, I've expanded this concept into now cohort analyses and how you want to look at this funnel based on cohorts. And I will include a link in the description and hopefully on the screen to my introduction video on cohort analyses, which you should go through if you're not familiar with the concept of cohorts. Now, basically, if we've got our funnel, we can set specific time constraints for each point. Maybe we want to give a user up to a week to be exposed to the feature after sign up. And then, from exposed to activated 24 hours, used another 24 hours, etc., whatever makes sense for your specific features. And then once you built that logic out, built that logic into your analysis, you can then start dividing up your users into different cohorts and measure their performance. So if we look at this example I've got on the screen here, we see that 45% of users from the September cohort were exposed. Out of the 450, 67% activated. It's a pretty high activation rate. Out of those, only 16% used the feature. And then out of those that used the feature, 90% use it again, right? So this is now really helpful for, as a product manager to get a high level understanding of what's going on with this specific feature, right? We can see where the drop-offs are in the funnel. We can see that out of the users that used it, 90% used it again. So the repeat usage rate is very high here, but we've got only 45% of users being exposed. So I'd want to focus on improving that number. As we can see in October, we actually did improve that number. We moved it from 45 to 67. And out of activated, we improved it again from 67 to 75. Used, we basically doubled that number, which is great. And the used again stayed the same at 90%. So, we probably didn't focus on used again because it's a very high conversion rate. So cohorts are really good for helping us measure the, um, you know, measure our improvement in tackling a certain metric. And as I said, my introduction video goes into more detail into that. So that's it. Here's another quick example. It shows you that we can also use, we don't have to create cohorts based on time. It could be based on certain dimensions like geography, right? So we want to look at how our US users compare versus European or rest of the world, and you can easily do that. But the main focus is on getting this high level funnel in place for all your features, the features which all the features you care about measuring, key features. I've seen so many times in my career that product managers are moving forward, building out more and more features without even understanding basic metrics around adoption of their features. So as a product analyst, I would really push to get this funnel, defined with my product managers for each feature, and then start building out the queries and the dashboards so that this funnel can be measured. So we have certain benchmarks, and then that information should be shared with the heads, the executives in the company. And if it's very poor, you've got a 10% usage rate for features which took months to build. Maybe, the company should slow down and start investing more on improving existing features and upping the usage rates compared to building out new features. That's it. If you have any questions on this concept, please feel free to comment below and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Thanks for watching.